Hey hookers, welcome back to Inspired by a Smile. My name is Christy and today I'm going to show you how to make a nice colorful bag of dicks. So if you have a 4mm hook and some yarn, let's get started. Alright, I've got my hook here. And so first I'll show you how to make one of these colorful little guys. I have about 8 or 9 total. You can always make more or less if you want, but the bag that I made fits that many, so I will fix that nice fuzzy screen. There we go. So I'm going to show you how to make these first. That's the tip of the penis and the shaft. Alright. Alright, there we go. So I'll show you how to do both of those at once because the tip is made the same as the shaft. So chain 4. The only difference is less rows. Started the exact same way though. So chain 4 and join at the end. That'll be your magic circle. If you use magic circles like the original one, well, go ahead and do that if you want to, but this is what I do. So I chained 1, and now I'm gonna also crochet over that little piece of yarn. Go right into the circle and you're gonna do 10 half double crochet all together. And it's 10 half double crochet into the circle all together. And again, make sure that you crochet over the little piece of yarn so you can pull it tight at the end. I do want to thank everyone for watching my videos so far. I really do appreciate it. If you don't mind, at any point during the video you can go and like it. It helps keep it in the algorithm for other people to watch. And if you're not already, follow me on my other social media accounts in case you need to get a hold of me for a tutorial, or if you just want to follow me, period, for whatever reason. All of my social links are on the top of my YouTube channel. I'm not too sure why that froze like that. That was weird. Alright, the video is still going though, so that is good. Okay, so that is done, the first row, and now I'm going in the beginning stitch, and I'm just going to do 1 half double crochet. I'm just grabbing my stitch marker. Normally in this row I'd be increasing, but you don't have to. So for this you're going to do 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way around, and for the penis itself you're going to do 8 rows total, but for the tip you only want to do 2 rows in total after you're done the 10. So after you're done the 10 in the circle, the shaft is 8 rows and the tip is 2 rows. And they both finish off, you skip a stitch and do a slip stitch, and then leave a long enough tail on the tip to sew to the penis. And here they are. Make sure you do turn them both inside out when you're done as well. Awesome. Alright, so now we're on to the balls. I already have one made, so I'll show you how to make the other one. Alright, so we're going to do a chain 4 again. Also guys, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and have notifications on so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. So join at the end, do a chain, and then you're going to do 10 half double crochet into the circle again. Make sure you crochet over the little piece of yarn so you can pull it tight at the end. These guys are really fun to make and so quick. Good stash buster if you need to get rid of some yarn, or if you want to use up some scrap yarn. They're not that big, so again, that's 10 half double crochet into the circle. Alright, so now we're at the beginning of the row. Do 1 half double crochet into the beginning stitch, and then put your stitch marker. And for this, you're going to do 1 half double crochet in each stitch around, and you want to do 3 rows total of that. So again, 1 half double crochet each stitch and 3 rows total until you get to the end. I'll just start it off here, so just keep going. Okay, so that is finished. So just skip a stitch and then go in the second one over and then do a slip stitch. Leave a long enough tail to sew the balls onto the shaft after. And just so you know also guys, on the top of my YouTube, or at the where the links are in that for on my YouTube channel, I also do have Patreon, which is $3 a month if you want to tip me as an artist. There is an option to do so. And I also have PayPal if you want to do a one-time donation. It's never expected, but some people like to donate or tip monthly, so I do make sure to mention it. And again, they are in the links, so if you would not want to check that out, I do appreciate it, whether it's $3 a month or a one-time tip, big or small, it really helps. Or even if you want to just go follow me on my other social accounts, I really appreciate that too. It all helps. And I do take tutorial requests. If anyone is interested, you can always message me on one of my tutorials or anywhere on social media. So I think that was pretty self-explanatory. While I was rambling, I turned it inside out and then stuffed it. Now we're going to cinch it together and close the hole up. So just like that. And now I'm just going to go through kind of like the middle, I guess, and go through. Awesome. So now you got 2 nice little balls here. Well, I have 2. You'll have to make the other one for that, and then make the rest of your penises when you're done. Exciting. Okay. So now I'm just going to show you how to do the bottom. This is a little piece that you're going to put at the bottom of the penis. So chain 4, join at the end, do a chain, and then you want to just do 7 half double crochet into the circle. Again, it's 7 half double crochet into the circle. Make sure you crochet over the little piece of yarn so you can pull that tight again. And this will just be the one row of 7. Awesome. Alright, so I'm just going to pull the little piece through there, and then you just have to go in the first stitch, do a slip stitch. You can fasten off, wait for a long enough tail to sew it to the bottom of the penis. Alright, so now I'm just going to show you how to assemble this little guy, and you'll be able to make your little army of penises. So once you have your finger up there, which I found was easiest, you can shove the little tip on. Again, make sure you turned your pieces inside out if you haven't already, so that they're facing the right way. So I'm lining up both of the strings so that that's technically the back of it, and I'm just going to go around in and out through the stitches until I get back to the beginning. Alright, so there we go. I just fastened off through that last stitch like we were at the beginning, and I'm just going to trim that. Awesome. So now we're ready to put on the face. Alright, so that's the back there, you can see. Now just position your safety eyes if that's what you're using. If not, you could always put little eyes on with yarn. I just decided to use these. Just make sure that they're grasping the yarn properly before you fasten them off. You don't want them to pop through. Again guys, at any point during the video, if you want to go like it, it's really appreciated. It keeps it bumped up in the algorithm for other people to watch my crazy videos. And do make sure that you're subscribed and have notifications on so that you don't miss any that are coming up. That's important too. So I'm just going to wiggle that on. That one's nice and on. Pretty easy to get them on there, even though it's a little space to get it in. Awesome. So now I'll just show you how to put the little mouth on, and then we can continue sewing them together. I do make sure to knot this enough so that it doesn't pull through. So I'm just going to put a little simple V smiley on it. And line that up with the middle. Awesome. So I'm just gonna push, I'm gonna pull it a little bit and turn it inside out a little, just to get to where your yarn is, and then you can fasten it off in there. It's gonna keep it nice and secure. And I'm just going in the back of the stitch so you won't see it on the front. And went through a couple times, and I'm going to snip it. Awesome. Good job so far. Alright, so we're going to just sew the balls on. So just, I'm going to line it up with the eyeball actually. And we're going to just go in there at the bottom. Last stitch at the bottom. And then just go in and out through the back of the ball a few times. Right through the shaft. And then it'll be on there nicely. The other one is almost sewn on the same, it's just a little different at the end. And again guys, if you just, in case you didn't hear earlier, or just, I'm going to remind you anyway, if you want to follow me on my other social media accounts, they are all linked at the top of my YouTube channel. I do giveaways on my Facebook page a lot. And in case you need to get a hold of me for whatever reason, or just want to have some fun on my other social media platforms, then come and join me. So as you can see here, I just fastened off inside. I went in the inside of the stitch. That's on there nicely. So now this one is basically almost the same. I'm going to line it up with the eyeball again. It works out pretty good too, because they line up with the eyes pretty good. So right through that bottom stitch again, and not much different here. You're going to go in and out again. I just do something differently when I'm done with this one. Also, if you do want to check out my Patreon, or go to PayPal and do a one-time donation, it's not ever expected, but if you want to do it, I do appreciate it, and my family does too. And the links are at the top of my YouTube channel. Alright. Okay, so right now I'm just actually going to go over, now that I've got the other one on there really well, I'm going over into the other nut, and we're gonna just sew them together kinda. And then you can just go inside again and fasten off. Go through a couple times, make sure it's nice and secure, and then you can snip it. If you don't want them to be together like that, then you don't necessarily have to finish like that, but I like them closer together like that. This way they stand up very nice actually when they're out of the bag. So now we're going to stuff this guy up. I made sure to push the stuffing right up into his head. Just don't overdo it. You don't want to see the stuffing through the stitches. But do make sure that you put enough stuffing, of course. So excited to get this on there. It was really fun and easy to whip up. It's definitely a good gag gift, or just something fun to have around so you can tell someone to go eat a bag of dicks at any given moment. Alright, so now this is going to go in the bottom. Of course it's acting up. Out of all the penises, by the way, this is the only one that did that, and I swear it had to happen just because it's on camera. So just in and out through the sides of the bottom of the penis, and also just of the bottom piece itself, and go close enough together so that your stitches are nice and close together like that. Awesome. Again, also guys, if you do have any tutorial requests, I don't mind hearing them. Some of my tutorials have been requested by you guys, and I really do appreciate it. Some of them are actually some of my most successful tutorials as well, so you have some very good ideas too. My next tutorial will probably lean towards my stoner playlist, I think. I'm excited for that. That's the only hint you get. Alright, so I just decided to pull that through the bottom like that and into the back, just to hide it, and now we're just going to snip that. And just make sure that that is tucked in at the back there. Awesome. So this is one of them. And I lost count. I either have 8 or 9 of these guys in the bag, with all 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, 3 of them are sparkly, and see, there's a little glimpse into the bag at them. Awesome. Okay, so this is the bag finished. I really love this yarn, and I finally got to use it. It's Bitter Stripes crayon box by Red Heart. It's really pretty. Alright. My tutorial decided to actually cut out and be all weird, guys, so I guess I'll just quickly explain the next row before this cuts out, if that makes sense. But we'll worry when we get there. Let's start this off. So chain of 4. For some reason, for the first time, one of my files decided to be corrupt, so I think I can just explain it quickly, hopefully. So chain 1 after joining the end, and you're going to do 10 half double crochet into the circle. And again, crochet over the little piece of yarn so that you can pull tight at the end. I'm just happy that this whole tutorial went over okay. It's the first time I've ever had a corrupt file and it kind of sucks. But it's okay. It's a piece that I feel we don't really need to explain that much. So 2 half double crochet in the same stitch, and that's what you're going to do for this row all the way around. I'm just grabbing my stitch marker. The row that we're missing that's corrupt is after this, and after you do 2 in the same stitch all the way around, you want to do 1, 2, and then 1. It'll be the next increase row. So right now you're doing 2 half double crochet in the same stitch all the way around, and before you continue to the next part, it is 1, 2, and then 1 half double crochet. Like I said, it's not actually seen on the video, so make sure you get that in there. So after your 2 in the same stitch, do 1, 2, and then 1. I'll remind you again in a second. Alright guys, so after that, those 2 rows, like I said, you had to do 1, 2, and then 1 first. This is the one after that. So now you're doing 1 half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then 2 in the same stitch. So far you should have your first 10 in the circle, and then 2 half double crochet in the same stitch all the way around, and then 1, 2, and then 1 all the way around. Now it's 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Half double crochet in the same stitch for the 2. Awesome. Again, this was 1, 1, 2 all the way around. Alright guys, so now this will be the last increase row. So you want to do 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then 2 in the same stitch. So you'll have 4 increase rows all together, making sure that you didn't miss that one because of that damn corrupt file. So 1, 1, 1, 3, or sorry, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, all the way around. And this will be the last increase row. Again, 1, 1, 1, 2, all the way around, guys. Alright guys, so this is the first of many repeat rows. So you're going to do 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way around. Again, that's 1 half double crochet in each stitch. And that's going to be for the next 26 rows in total. So you want to just keep keep going with that until you have 26, especially if you're making the bag big enough for as many penises as I have. So at the end though, you want to skip a stitch and do a slip stitch. Again, this is going to be when you're done your 26 rows, and then leave just a long enough tail to fasten it off. Make sure you turn the bag inside out when you're done, and this is what it looks like. Awesome. Alright. This bag is looking really good. We're going to just fasten this off now. So you can just go on the inside of the bag and go right into the same color that is finished, well, where I finished off here. If you're using different yarn, it may not matter, but since I'm using variegated, I'll make sure it goes somewhere where you're not going to notice. Or at least not as much anyway. Again, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and have notifications on, because I wouldn't want anyone to miss any of my videos. And if you're not following me on any of my other social media platforms and you want to, make sure to go and follow me. All of them are linked at the top of my YouTube channel, along with Patreon and PayPal, if you decide you want to either tip me as an artist for $3 a month or a one-time donation. Like I said, it's not expected, but it is appreciated if anyone wants to do it. Doesn't happen often, but it really does put a smile on my face when it happens. Awesome job, guys, so far. Almost done. Alright, so now this is a chain of 80. It's just a simple chain. I just tied it when I was done, left a long enough tail because I am going to be putting beads on the end of them. If not, you can always fasten those off into the chain. You just got to sew the ends into it after. I'm just going to show quickly here after I fix this lovely camera. It is just a basic chain just like this, except it's a chain of 80. Had to make sure it was long enough. Alright, so now I'm going to show you quickly just how to work this up. This marvelous tag patch for the bag. So I'm just going to do a smaller version. You're going to actually need a chain of 15 here. So don't make it as small as this. You need a chain of 15 for this first chain. And then when you're done the chain 15, grab it, chain one more, go in the second from the hook where your thumb is if you have grabbed it in the right place, and do a half double crochet in each of the back bumps of the chain. And again, mine is shorter, so you need the chain of 15. And as long as you do this right, you'll have 15 stitches on there. And you don't have to worry about counting after. I never ever worry about counting while I'm going. Once I'm going, I'm going. Alright, so at the end, just do a chain and turn, and then you're going to go into the stitch and do a half double crochet, and you want to do that all the way to the end. And for 9 rows total, actually, including the first one. So you'll have 9 rows of half double crochet all together. And then I'll show you how to do the trim when you're done that. So again, after you do your chain of 15 and get that 1 row on, you need 9 total of half double crochet, just like this. So you chain and turn at each end and just keep going. Alright, so after you've done your 9 rows, you can just do a chain here, and we're going to do a trim around the edge. So just go in the side and do a single crochet, and you want to do this all the way around. I'll show you how to do the corners as soon as I get up to this one here, and then I'll leave it up to you guys to finish it. I'll actually come back in when we're almost done, so I show you the last stitch because it's a little different from the other corners. So do a chain after doing, you're in the corner right now, so you want to do a single crochet, chain, and then another single crochet in the same stitch, and that's just on the corners, and then continue with a single crochet all the way around and continue the corners like that. I'll come back to show you the end. Alright, so at the end here, you're at that first corner. So since you already have a single crochet in there, just do 1 more single crochet and a chain, and then you can just fasten off with a slip stitch over here. Now leave a long enough tail because you're going to sew the patch onto the bag after. So we're all done that part. Awesome. I'm not going to cut it, I'm just going to tie it because I'm going to use it to show you how to do the letters. Awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how to do one of these letters because I mean once you see what I'm doing, you'll just know. I would imagine. You just gotta take your time and sew in and out through it, so it's not too hard. And take your time and just make sure that you go close enough where needed, because otherwise it looks funny. Alright, so you're gonna write Bag of Dicks on it. If you don't want to put the sign on, I mean, you can also skip this part entirely, I guess, but anyways, I'm going through the back of the piece, and I'm just going to show you how to do a bee here, which isn't the best bee that I've made either, but you'll get the idea. So, and it can take practice to actually get the letters on there perfectly. But just go as close as you can together. This bee does look funny and it's hilarious, but you'll get the gist of what to do here. So I'm just going in and out through the back of it because I mean we're also sewing this onto the bag after. Now the closer that you can get the stitches together as well, the better your detail will be on your lettering. This is a fine example as well. Mine isn't the best, but you can still see what it says. I didn't do too bad on my bee on the actual tag itself. This one's atrocious. If it looks funny to you, just make sure that you pull it out and fix it. See, if you actually just go straight over like that too, it doesn't even look right at all. You want the letters to have their shape and not look like a number that almost looked like an 8 here. Well, it does almost look like an 8 period because it's not the best B, but see, if you at least go over little by little, it'll shape your letters better. And of course, when you're done all this, you can just fasten off on the inside of the patch. And I just secured it with doing that in the back of the stitch, because I don't know if I show that part or not. So when you're done all your letters, you can just go in the back of the tag, or patch I mean, and fasten off. Alright, so I'm just going to show you how to, I'll start showing you how to sew this on, and then I'll leave you to it. I'm just going to flatten the bag out enough so that I can see where I want to put the patch. I am going to put it close enough to the bottom. I know that much. I don't want it too close to the top because it's going to cinch in as well once you get the tie through. So if you want to, you can put pins to hold it in place. I don't use them, so I'm just going to lay it flat on top and start crocheting, or sorry, sewing it, because it'll hold it in place on its own. And I'm not going all the way through inside of the bag. If that doesn't bother you, you can go just in and out straight through. I like surface sewing. I know I'm not going to see it on the inside of the bag, but I am surface sewing it on top, so I won't see any stitches on the inside. So if you want to do it like this, I'm just going in through right into the white because that's not noticeable, and then I'm going just in the top stitches of the color. And of course making sure that my tag or patch is on there straight as I go. Once you get a few stitches on, if you don't actually use the pins, it'll just stay in place on its own. And I'm just going to keep going along the edge until I get back to the beginning, and then I'll show you how to fasten it off, of course. So make sure it's nice and tight and just keep going all the way around until you get back to the beginning. Just like that. Alright, so we have the Bag of Dicks patch on there. So, this is pretty easy to hide. I don't want it to go inside the bag, so I'm going to go in between the bag and the patch. And I'm just going to go in like this with the needle. And I'm actually going to go through one more time. So I'm just going over a tiny bit so it's not noticeable. And I'm going to go through again. Awesome. So now you can snip that. And that part is all done. We almost have a finished Bag of Dicks. Woohoo! Alright, so now we're just going to put the string through, and I'll show you how I put the beads on when I'm done. So I went about 3 rows down. I counted first. You could probably safely even go 4 or 5 rows down if you want to, but I went to 3 down before I put the needle in. I didn't want to go down too far either because I wanted to make sure there was enough room for those little guys in there. So you go right into the holes. So I'm just switching the needle to the other end so I can actually pull it through through this side here. I'm going to leave that there, and that's where the start will be. So you can just go over a few stitches. And then the same, you want to just go in and out, skipping a few stitches all the way around. Doesn't have to be totally perfect, just if it's okay if it's a little bit not exactly those, widths, as long as it looks almost the same. It's pretty easy though to kind of gauge it and makes them all about the same size gaps here, I guess you could say. I was just so excited to also use this yarn finally. I only have one ball of it and didn't know what to make of it at all. Now I can't wait to use the rest of it. Alright, that's just being a little stubborn there, so we're going to go through again. Awesome, so we're back at the beginning and just kind of make sure that the strings are evened out. It's looking good though. So now I'll just show you how to put the beads on in case you want to do that. And we're almost done. Awesome. Alright, so we have just a couple beads on the end here. I did one side already, so this needle is small enough to fit through those beads. Just gonna grab them here. Alternatively, you can just leave these alone and sew the ends into the chain, but of course I wanted to add some beads to it. So I'm just going to knot it twice. So now I'm just going to make sure it's the same length as the other one around because I already have it cut. So I'm just making sure the tips are the same actually, and then you can fray it a little bit. Awesome. So now, all done. And the moment we've all been waiting for, we can load up the bag of dicks. Here we go. They're so pretty. I am considering carrying this around in my purse. It may happen. You never know when you have to tell someone that you eat a bag of dicks. So I've got them all in there, guys. I tightened it up and I'm just going to tie it. Just so you guys can see it full as well. Awesome. Very nice. Just going to back out a little bit so you can see a little bit better. It's the worst part about making bigger items on the camera. Awesome. I'm just going to open that up quickly. It's one beautiful bag of dicks we got here. So cute. Awesome job, guys. Yay!